Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I'm going to share with you now the #1 tip I'd give to anyone wanting to start their weight loss journey or restart one. Truth be told, the tip is very simple, yet so powerful, which is to avoid extremes. And this principle applies to all areas of life, but specifically in this video, I will share how it applies to one's weight loss journey in regard to mindset, diet, and exercise. Throughout my life, I have experienced both a visible six-pack and also a very obese body weighing over 270 pounds. Currently, I'm under 200 pounds. It took me making countless mistakes to finally internalize this principle of not being too extreme. And I've got to say, I am still reaping the benefits of utilizing this principle in my life to this day. So you've made the decision to start your weight loss journey or restart one, either which is wonderful. Let's dive into the topic of dieting. In the past, I went extreme on intermittent fasting and did different water fasts as well. My mood levels are down and it was just not fun at all. When going too long without food, the chances increases greatly of having these big cravings and overeating. As of late, I still have some additional fat reserves around my body that I'm trying to burn off. So far, I've tried out the following: a good versus bad carb diet, a low carb diet, OMAD or 1 meal a day diet, the mono diet, which is eating only one food or one type of food per day, and a no added oil diet. However, going into these diets, I wasn't planning to do them for long term or anything like that. What I have done is plucked out or taken out the nuggets of valuable diet information that is not too extreme. For example, I tried out the good versus bad carb diet. The key takeaway that I received from doing this diet that I'm going to use moving forward is to focus on whole or unprocessed carbs that provide lasting energy, but I'm still going to have some white rice or white bread from time to time. Next is the mono diet, which, as I mentioned previously, is to restrict one food or one type of food throughout each day. It was quite brutal, and I would say that this diet is a bit too extreme for me, but I built up a huge amount of gratitude for being able to eat such a variety of healthy and nutritious foods each day. I also tried a very low carb diet, but in the future, instead of being way too extreme and focusing on a very low amount of carbs each day, I want to stick to a medium to low carb diet, focusing on whole foods to provide me with long lasting energy. I did the OMAD diet as well, and definitely no thanks. This is where you only go eating one meal a day, and it was very tough for me. The biggest thing I found if you want to be successful at doing the OMAD diet is to make sure you get enough calories within that one meal that provide enough energy for the long run. But it was extremely difficult for me to try out this diet, and so in the future I do not want to be too extreme with fasting, but instead I'm going to try and not eat too late at night. I think this is a wonderful goal that is not too extreme. And lastly, I tried out a no oil diet. This one wasn't too difficult as I learned the miraculous power of steaming your food and vegetables. But again, I think it's important, especially when starting out, to not have too many avoid this or avoid that in our mentality. But instead, friends, let's focus on more of what we can do and start small. So I want to share with you now 3 ways on how it can be less extreme. Number 1, I've learned that we should accept the fact that losing weight takes time, but that is no reason to not enjoy the journey now. Your worth is certainly not a reflection of the number on the scale. Focus on the small wins and the positive things that happen throughout the day. For example, I am still on my journey of finding new nutritious foods that I love to eat. Just recently, I found out about baked sweet potatoes, and they are both incredibly delicious and fill you up. Number 2, remember that diet and exercise are not just to look good, but to feel great. So next time after you finish eating something, whatever it is, ask yourself how you feel and pay special attention to your mood and energy levels and your hunger levels. See how long it takes before you get hungry again. I have certainly noticed a huge boost in both my mood, energy, endurance, basically everything when I prioritize eating healthy foods most of the time. Notice I didn't say all the time, just most of the time. And number 3 on how to be less extreme. Work on changing your mentality to adding more balance and nutrition to your diet. Instead of constantly taking away from your diet or avoiding this and that, focus on what you can add. What delicious fruits, vegetables, protein, nuts, seeds, what do you like to eat? Then fill your surroundings and your environment with those foods. Now let's talk about how to utilize this tip of not being too extreme when it comes to exercise. I know exactly what it feels like to be pumped up with this motivation, this drive to start a weight loss journey. Although out of shape, you remember what you've been able to do in the past, and you push yourself extremely hard on those workouts. But the truth is, this is just not the most effective way to start out and is so difficult to sustain for the long run. In the past, I have tried multiple very intense workout programs, each of which I would either get injured or quit early. And I wasn't quitting because my desire had left to lose weight. It was because I was burning out way too fast, or as I mentioned before, I was getting injured. Now I want to share with you now 2 ways to not be too extreme in terms of exercise. Remember that exercise is not just for the looks. I recently saw this quote about cardio that I absolutely love, which goes, "Do not do cardio, or exercise I might add, to lose weight. Do it to make your heart healthier, clear up your mind, and increase your lifespan." That hit me hard when I read that. And for me, my end goal is to be fit well into my later years, where I can still play with my family, do fun things, and protect them. Number 2 is that all too often we go about starting our weight loss journey with these high expectations and requirements of ourselves. So instead of requiring perfection, let's require improvement. Instead of requiring yourself to run a mile in 10 minutes when first starting out, require yourself to walk every day and have improvement. I guarantee that this will be so much more sustainable over the long run and also so much more enjoyable for you. Thank you for sticking around to this point in the video. Now I want to share with you 4 key benefits that I've seen from not being too extreme. Number 1 is that it's been so much easier for me to find a groove, which means it's been easier to build momentum, be more consistent, and build lasting habits. Think about for a second, it's a cold, winter, snowy day outside and you want to build a snowman. We must start very small with that snowball and slowly build it up. But the wonderful thing here is the miraculous power of momentum that builds up with the snowball, similar to your habits. Number 2 is that it gets easier to keep going. Again, this is due to momentum. Make sure to look for those small wins each day. The daily actions that you take are most important, and do not expect extreme results in a short period of time. The third benefit I've noticed is that the relationship with myself has improved dramatically. My self-talk has become much kinder. It's nice not to have to expect so much of ourselves, especially at the beginning. It takes time, but you'll get better and better at it, and your self-talk will get more understanding and more loving. And the fourth benefit that I've seen is that the new identity is tied to who you want to be and not just on hitting objectives. Just imagine you want to start working out again, right? And you do this intense 2-hour workout which leaves you exhausted. If you continue to do this for multiple days, you'll quickly reach burnout. So in this situation, it is very difficult to fully embody the new identity, that person who you want to become, because the goals are too lofty and too extreme. Now everyone is different, but let's say that instead you did some sort of home workout such as push-ups or sit-ups and a 10-minute walk each day. Not only is it much more sustainable, you'll also build more self-belief. That new identity of who you want to be, someone that exercises frequently, will be solidified. Okay, that's a wrap for today. I truly hope that this video was helpful for you. If you're starting out your weight loss journey or restarting one, please remember to not be too extreme when starting out. Set a very realistic goal, focus in, and do something every day to better your health. I will catch you next video. Peace out.